Let's Talk Oculus, a VR podcast, is proudly sponsored by the good folks at Patreon. If you want to support the show, join us on patreon.com/Let's Talk Oculus. What's up, Oculus nerds? Welcome back to Let's Talk Oculus, episode 142. I'm your host, as always. I am Dan, and I'm joined by my co-host. It is Samson. Samson, how you doing? How's things?
I am boiling. It is hot this week in the Northeast. Solid 95 degrees or so today.
Oh my gosh.
Fahrenheit, obviously. It's nearly boiling, I assure you.
That's incredibly hot. That's 35 degrees Celsius for everyone else in the whole world, apart from
Guess what I did today, though?
What's that?
I did some outdoor VRing.
Outdoor VRing?
In the heat.
Oh, how was that? Did you have any fans on you or anything like that? Or were you in the shade?
No, I was in a garage, though, so I was covered like an outdoor, like a parking garage, if you will.
Right, I see. So it was cool enough and such.
It was cool enough. I didn't play long. I played a couple Smash Drum songs.
And you're playing...
wait for what we've been playing.
You're playing a hot game as well. Yeah, I was thinking if you were going to play something a bit more mellow, you know, that you... Do you get sweaty on the face at all? I get very sweaty on the face when it comes to...
I got sweaty after those two songs.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And what is your facial cover that you're using? Are you using the standard one or...
This is silicone.
Oh, yeah. Does that help? Does that help in the heat?
It's all I know.
Yeah, I guess it's all you know, right? It must do, because like I use the silicone for workouts, or at least the silicone kind of cover on it, and that just helps. It helps just disperse the sweat rather than have it all absorbed.
Yeah, it drips. Exactly.
Yeah, you want the sweat dripping. You want your sweat dripping. All right. So today we have pretty decent show ahead of us. There's lots of VR news to cover that we'll get into in part two. But in part one, considering it's Juneteenth or just gone June 19th. I was going to say January 19th. I've got all my dates wrong here. June 19th is Juneteenth, which for those of you who don't know, it's an American holiday, which is, I think, only just become a holiday more than anything, like within the last year or 2 years or so. I think this year might be the first year that it's properly recognized as a public holiday that a lot of Americans would have off. But it's all about
banks and stock markets closed today.
Yeah, exactly.
That's when you know it's real.
Yeah. So Juneteenth is primarily a black holiday. It's about when slavery was abolished. So that's Juneteenth, and then you've also got Pride Month this month as well. So because of these two events happening, what we thought was we can dive into the world of Quest VR and kind of have a look at what they have to offer for anything related to Juneteenth or anything related to Pride as well, because there are a lot of good documentaries and good experiences on the Quest, like across the whole board. There's the free solo one. I don't exactly remember what it's exactly called in the Quest. Free Solo is obviously the Netflix version with the climbing. That's just one of the many examples of like amazing documentaries. JFK is another one, and such. So what we decided to dive into a few, search and try and find as many as we could. Now, we'll get to this in a moment where there is not that many as you'd probably like, but let's kind of start off with Pride Month. Let's start off with that one, Samson, with the experiences. We've both done a few experiences, but we've both done different ones and such. Do you want to start with one of the experiences that you dove into?
I will do so. I did Body of Mine this week, which is a 15-minute long experience. You're standing, no movement whatsoever. The environment changes around you. You spend most of the experience looking into a mirror, and your body goes through many different iterations, and you're told stories through a narration at one point when you touch different parts of the body. Sort of hear stories kind of generally about the part of the body for that person.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that happened in it was you hugged yourself to move on. I thought that was an interesting touch.
Oh, that's cool.
Never had that. Never done that. Yeah.
You never hugged
Like,
you never hugged yourself in general, or just never hugged yourself to move
not to move on.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. No, I like that. That's a nice little touch. It's a nice little touch.
Yeah. And so as to not spoil any of it, as it's just about only 15 minutes, I won't really talk about what is
it a free
discussed.
Is it a free experience?
It is not.
No.
I definitely paid for this.
Okay, fair enough.
You probably want to know the price, right?
Yeah, as you're pulling it up, that's, I mean, you got the price. It must be $5. I'm going for.
I believe it was, $8.99 or so. But I got to get incognito because I own it.
That's all right. I can definitely.
$9.99.
Oh, $9.99.
$9.99 USD.
$10 is.
Glad we got right to the point.
Yeah, fair enough. $10 is pretty expensive for a $15 experience, but
15-minute, yes.
A 15-minute experience, but it is an award-winning experience as well, and it looks like it. So is it transgender? Is that what the main theme is? Or?
Allow me to read the store description.
Go on.
Body of Mine is an award-winning full-body VR experience that invites you to inhabit the body of another gender and discover stories from transgender individuals. Combining body, face, and eye tracking with personal interviews of transgender individuals, the experimental storytelling experiences allow you to hear, discover, and experience stories of gender dysphoria and euphoria. And then they won a few awards.
Okay, for it and such. Interesting. Yeah, I think I'll try and check that out then, for a 15-minute kind of.
Honestly,
yeah.
As somebody who has inhabited many different avatars and just played so much VR, like VR chat and all that, I don't think it really hits me like it might hit people who are newer or haven't done those experiences as much, because if I just look at myself and see something that's not me, I'm not like, that doesn't throw me off or like really make me,
Yeah, I see what you mean. But, I see what you mean. Yeah. But for some people it could. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. But body of mine. What I tried in the Pride was actually kind of a kind of like a 3-part series in a way. It's called Authentically Us. Well, that's what the series is called, and you can find it on the Quest TV app. Okay, so if you type it in there, you'll be able to see it on there. This one is also focusing on the transgender community, and they have 3 episodes, all in varied lengths. So you've got We're Still Here, is like a 5-minute immersive video. It's basically just a documentary. You just sat there pretty much, right, watching, and it's
180.
Yeah, it's
360.
It's 360. I just sat and 180 is enough, right? But it does have you can look behind you if you wanted to. But this one is about a Two-Spirit Native American, essentially. Two-Spirit is basically transgender term for a Native American. This one's 5 minutes long, and the beautiful thing about this story is that he's worried that a lot of people who are Two-Spirit just like himself and also Native are kind of dying out. So there's not many people to kind of tell the story and tell the experiences of that type of person. So his kind of journey is to go across North America, basically, and kind of educate more people and kind of gather more Two-Spirit people to kind of jump on his journey as well. So like I said, only 5 minutes. This one's a really short one. The other ones are longer, which I'll get into later. But it was just quite nice of him, like just actually you can see him going to schools and you can see him going to different communities and kind of educating people. So that was We're Still Here, and that was 5 minutes long. But have you got another one or?
I do not. You
Okay.
want to go into your
Yeah,
other
I'll
one?
go to the other ones then. The next one you have is called A Treasured State. A Treasured State is, this one's a bit longer. I think it's like 6 to 7 minutes long. This follows a transgender man in Montana. And the thing about Montana is that they have transgender people don't have any protection from the government. So a lot of people tend to avoid living in Montana because of that. But
Okay.
his kind of reason is that he doesn't want, obviously, being transgender, having to limit where he lives just because of this. So he finds like a little nice community in, I don't know where exactly in Montana, but it's in like the middle of nowhere, and shall we say, in terms of like it's within the mountains, kind of say. But he's got like a little,
It's a lot of Montana.
yeah, exactly. But it looks beautiful, and he's got like a little nice community with him, and he talks about the art that he does, and he like works with metal basically. And it was a really nice story of just how impactful having just allies with you is so, like, having allies with you is so important to kind of get you through hard times like that. And they're just sitting around like a little campfire in, like I said, like in the middle of like a mountain range or in a field or so, and they're just discussing that and such. And then you're seeing some of his art. So that's a really nice one. Once again, a really short one with like being like 6 minutes long or so. The longest one is the third one, which is She Flies by Her Own Wings, and this is to do with a transgender woman. But the important thing about her is that she's an ex-veteran in the military. So her whole mission is, once again, in terms of like educating people, but also educating the military service and the, you know, just making sure that it's okay for you to come out, essentially, or just be who you are, even in a very stereotypical like manly job in terms of being in the military, right? That's the longest one. That's about 10 minutes long. I won't go into that too much, but there's just a lot of you go and see her basically do her talks and what impact that she's had across that community as well. So all three of them really good. All three of them I think are a little on the older side. I think they're around 2018 when this came out. So the quality is not amazing, but I just noticed, and the nice thing in the Quest is that you can cache the files beforehand. So if you play one of these videos, if you play one of these videos, in the top right there's like 3 dots, and you click on that and you can cache the video files first, so they don't take too long to download, and then it does look a little bit better once they've been cached. But this, I wouldn't say you're not watching it for visuals or anything like that, you're more just watching it for the stories. Okay, so it's not like it's as impressive as like the JFK documentary when it comes to visuals. That one was impressive. That one's impressive, but it's more about those stories. And they're the ones that that I saw too. Not too much though when it comes to Pride, to be honest, or the LGBTQ community. Like, there are a few things in there. You can also watch like Pride festivals and such that have been captured on 360, but there's nothing new, if you know what I mean. Like, that would be nice if there was like an updated documentary in 2023, 2024, 2022 maybe. A lot of the stuff seems like Oculus Go kind of content that has been put out for a while. So I'd like to see some more on that for sure.
Shout out to Jet Island on PCVR. The developer is transgender.
Nice, very nice. Okay, so then moving on to, I guess, the Juneteenth theme. Samson, I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't find much that I haven't watched before on basically the Black community. There's not much in there, which is kind of shame. But we've both played one called Traveling While Black before and such. For those of you who don't know Traveling While Black, we probably spoke about it back in like episode 40 or 30, like a long time ago. Yeah. But basically it's a cinematic VR experience which it immerses you so much in so many different ways. Think about like the JFK documentary, if you've done that in a way where it kind of puts you in the forefront of the scene. Like, I still remember there's one specific scene when, well, actually, a lot of the documentary, you're sat in like a diner and such, but the diner looks like how it used to look back in, I would say, the olden days.
It's an old school diner.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it kind of like transforms into what it looks like now. So it's quite immersive on how it's like overlaying that with VR. But there's a lot of powerful stories in there. A lot of powerful stories, and it really goes into the challenges of being in the minority, and the challenges of as you traveling while black when you are traveling, but also just in different communities as well. And I remember there was definitely a very tragic story in there involving a son, if I remember correctly. I haven't done that one for a while. But yeah, this is a very powerful documentary, and I'll definitely recommend it. Do you have any other thoughts, Samson, on that one? Or?
You pretty much nailed it. It's very immersive. It's a solid one. It's not something you interact with. It's just a movie,
right?
But it was a part of the VR for Good, which was some sort of I don't know, push or something that I believe Oculus at the time, Meta now, helped fund. And so there are two others that I haven't actually watched yet that I can mention. On the page, I was scrolling through all the VR for Good videos. And so this one was called Step to the Line. And it is shot entirely on location in California maximum security prisons. Step to the Line is a virtual reality documentary that aims to provide a new perspective on prisoners, the correctional system, and even yourself. In this project, we see how release from prison can be just as jarring as incarceration, and how parallel lives diverge when someone serves time.
Interesting. Yeah, that would probably be on the Quest TV as well, and that's about 12 minutes long. Step to that. I haven't seen that. I have seen a prison documentary in there, but I'm pretty sure it's not this one. Your Quest for Good, by the way, that you said, the series I saw for the Pride, where is my list? Authentically Us. That's also during Quest for Good. So it looks like they had a big push. I feel like they need to do this again. Just have like an updated perspective, and also with the technology they have in VR now, they could really do some great things. So maybe I'll throw that to the next Ask Me Anything to pause.
Nice, yeah, for sure. Just one more.
Yeah,
it's called MLK Now's the Time. MLK Now's the Time is an immersive journey that explores key themes of Dr. King's speech and highlights systematic inequalities that persist in our society. Through first-person stories and interactions, MLK Now is the Time drops you into a thoroughly modern interpretation of a contemporary march on Washington that will inform and inspire a new generation of activists.
I've not done this. This actually came out in 2023. And I remember it coming out, and I haven't tried this at all. And it's immersive; like you actually interact with it as well. It's not just you're just watching a documentary and such. You said you haven't done this one either, right?
No.
Yeah. Okay. I actually didn't. I had no idea. Otherwise, I would have done this before the pod. But okay, this is on my list. Maybe I'll talk about it next week and such. But this one, a few awards in 2023. So this is more of a brand new app of kind of what we've been kind of asking of just in a moment. I will definitely try this out for next week. MLK Now is the Time. It is also free and is on the regular Quest store as well. So you can try it out as early as now. They're the same people who also did Traveling While Black, On the Morning You Wake, which is about the Hawaii bomb scare, not bomb scare, emergency. The Anne Frank House VR. They did that, and they also did We Live Here, which I've actually not seen before. Rocky lives in a tent park. It seems like the We Live Here is about the homeless, or a specific homeless man as well. All free apps as well. If you wanted to go try it. So yeah, I'll definitely try it. MLK at the time. Nice one. This is a good shout there, Samson. But yeah,
it's a great pod to listen to for learning about new apps, experiences.
Absolutely.
Check out letstalkoculus.
If we play them, there's one we missed there. But if anyone else has any suggestions for anything to do with, or not just Juneteenth, but just the Black community and also the LGBTQ plus community as well, let us know in the comments in YouTube and also on our Discord. We'd love to check out. I'm not gonna lie, the Quest TV app is so hard to find any content that you want. Like
New content,
it's just all like jumbled in there, and you have no idea what you're kind of looking like. There might be some hidden gems that are in there, and you can only type in when you know exactly what you're looking for. Like if I typed in something like Pride, for example, it will be very limited of what comes up. So yeah, if anyone else has any more recommendations or such, drop it in the comments and such. Okay. All right, let's move on. Samson, what have you been playing? What is this VR outside? We know you've been playing some Smash Drums, but what else have you been playing?
Yeah. So I did play some Smash Drums in mixed reality while at work break today. It was a good time. Mm-hmm. Got in Last Resort. It was on. I haven't played the newest DLC yet, so that was fantastic. Cut my life in 2 pieces. This is my last resort.
Great song.
Suffocation. Yeah, all right. We don't want to get
flagged.
Yeah. So song. I also got into Maya: The Birth of a Superhero, which is a new VR app / experience game, and it's hand tracking. It's about 30 minutes, and it's stationary, and it is pretty much the story of a girl coming of age. And gosh,
are you trying to say stuff exactly without? Okay.
No, I believe she's our culture is not into being it is very private in regards to coming of age and what happens. It is definitely not for those that do not like blood. I will say that. I will say that. And there's some hand tracking shooting going on at some points.
Yeah.
And that just seemed like it was at times just like aiming was not easy. Good thing you don't really have to have a 6 shot. But
that's fair.
It was a pretty good story. If you're into hearing a story about this
kind of ties into our Pride discussion earlier, because I don't know if it's like specifically with that, but it's about her like exploring her sexuality, and it's because she's South Asian meaning probably Indian, it's probably Indian like myself. It's just like against kind of family culture of not being anything but straight, shall we just say. And that's her kind of, having that shame, having that embarrassment and such of coming out, or just being afraid and such. So I think that kind of relates to what we were talking about earlier. So I think that's a good shout. You said it was a good experience. It was, but just FYI on the blood.
Yeah.
Is that?
I mean, if you're looking for a high action game, you're not going to pick this up and be like, that was great.
Right.
But if you know what you're getting into, you're looking for this. Yeah.
Was this a free experience as well, or
absolutely not?
No. Okay, that's fair enough. I think I can. It's free on my end.
Is it?
Yeah, it's free on my end. Yeah, it's free on my end, and yeah, it is. It is about Indian as well. So yeah, this one's free on my end. That's really cool. That's Maya: The Birth of the Superhero, and you can get that on the Quest store for free. So you can definitely try that, unless you are really sensitive to blood, obviously. But excellent. Samson, what else you got going on?
What else do I have on? I played some Walkabout. I did my race mode because currently it's still week 1 of season 4 of the Walkabout LTO tournament, and where you can do easy mode Meow Wolf and hard mode Cherry Blossom. Both submit both race mode and or strokes. and I did my race mode with Rockin' Horse Brat and Andrew Barber.
Nice.
I am nearly certain they will be doing it again.
Did you beat them?
Yes.
Yes. What
Not that I did.
Did you do race mode in both Cherry Blossom and Meow Wolf? Yeah.
We did.
You're pretty good. Like, I think I played you twice or 3 times now at race mode at Cherry Blossom, and you're pretty good at getting around the course very fast, shall we say? Some sort.
Neither of them were perfect.
No,
so,
neither of them perfect. But
it's tough in race mode.
It is. I mean, that's so. The only thing I've been playing is Walkabout Mini Golf, and we played actually with a bunch of the community members. We had 8 people at one stage, and then I think it dropped to 7. But basically, we went in and we tried a bunch of different game modes, and just to see how it would work with a full house. And can we just say that match play with the turn order being like longest distance is a terrible idea. It takes way too long, because especially if you have like a few really, really, really good players and then a few players who aren't as good. Because with match play, it does stroke out, but then you are, sometimes if you're playing a tough course, you're waiting for them to stroke out, or maybe like someone hits a couple bad shots and they're like, okay, I'm not going to win this hole no matter what. But it makes you have to play it through, obviously, because you're going to be behind. So if you're going to do match play with a big group, I highly recommend that you just play it in the standard turn order. That will probably be the best way to do it if you are going to do it. Or just change it to simultaneous mode, which is another one that we played, right? We learned that simultaneous
I don't think you can do simultaneous and match play.
No, you can't. No. That's because that wouldn't make any sense, right? Because with the way match play works, but
it would have to go back and do a lot of math.
Exactly. Yeah. So simultaneous mode, Samson, I think you said it on the podcast last week that you will be turning it off when we play simultaneous mode, let alone you realize that it is your favorite mode to play with 8 people.
Oh, certainly. Well, I love the race mode, first and foremost.
Yeah.
Race mode, so much fun, but definitely not for hanging out. But yeah, certainly now it feels like if I'm not playing simultaneous, I'm like, why am I waiting? I know I don't have to be waiting right now.
It's fine when obviously you've got like 3 or 4 people, it's fine. But once you get past 4 people, it becomes a long game, and you end up playing like just 9 holes because of how long the games take. But simultaneous mode, we played Ice Lair. We did quite a few. We were in there for a while. We played Ice Lair hard, I think, or maybe easy. I can't remember which one.
We did Ice Lair easy. That was stroke play.
Yeah, but we did that simultaneous, and that was so. It was so quick to finish that round. Like it probably took us 10 minutes. I'm guessing 10 minutes. Samson has a screenshot here, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's like 8 minutes, I think.
8 minutes for a 7-person Ice Lair.
But there's no way.
Yeah, that makes sense because people were fast.
I'm not sure. I can't read it.
We were really fast at that game. So would recommend simultaneous mode. And then race mode, like you mentioned, race mode is just wacky fun. It's like so like hilarious and kind of makes you giggle, but at the same time it can make you not talk at all because you're so focused on trying to get it going. So would highly recommend race mode on, if it's just 2 of you or if there's 8 of you. It's so much fun. It's so much fun.
Definitely
and then, love it. Samson, how old does Arizona Modern look now that we have a remaster of Cherry Blossom and all of these other courses?
Oh, those wispy, waspy clouds look flat.
Yeah. Arizona Modern is, I think, it's in more of a dire need of an upgrade, and it will get upgraded at some point or remastered at some point. Seagull Stacks, I feel like it, obviously it will have an upgrade too.
Holds up more,
but Seagull Stacks hold up more. Yeah, exactly, because it's just there's a lot more going on. You're going up the mountain, there's snow and such, and then you're going back down. Where Arizona Modern, even with the music, it's all very quiet and all very flat, and there's like hardly any texture and such. And it's because it's like you've got the desert kind of ground, but then you've also got like the pinky red kind of walls. So everything about it just feels very basic, and it's always been fine. But now we've got this massive upgrade on Cherry Blossom and on Tourist Trap now. Arizona Modern looks like it needs a remaster sooner rather than later for this one.
The cacti need some spikes.
That's true. They have no spikes. Still a solid course though. Any other thoughts on Walkabout, Samson? Are you just enjoying the modes out there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, enjoying the modes.
No other thoughts.
Fair enough. Walkabout have put out a timeline. Definitely check it out on their Twitter account or on their socials and Discord and such. They've done a timeline of the rest of the year up until Elvis, stating kind of what courses are going to come out. It looks like we know Wallace and Gromit is coming out sooner rather than later, but it looks, if I remember correctly, I should have just got the screenshot up, but I've forgotten. I believe there's going to be 3 or 4
Fraggle Rock. Right, Fraggle Rock Crystal, the Dark Crystal, and some other cosmetics, I believe.
Yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of.
It's in our Walkabout Discord here. I'm looking at it here.
Yeah, and we're gonna have
and then,
a bunch of avatars, like you said, right?
Yeah, 4 more courses over the course of the next 6 months.
Yeah,
and 3 avatar drops.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be very exciting. Beauty. Also, we got a shout out to Walkabout because they put one of our quotes on their Twitter and on their Instagram. We said probably we said probably their biggest update yet, and it's on Twitter, but on Instagram it's the first quote. So if you went on Walkabout's Instagram, the first quote is the Let's Talk Oculus podcast, which is really fun. Really fun to see. Pick up the Walkabout team, who Mighty Coconut, who most of them I know listen to this podcast on there. So definitely big ups to them. Excellent. Samson, anything else you've been playing before we wrap up part 1?
Yeah, I got into some multiplayer Synth Riders with my friend Joyce.
Mm-hmm.
Played for like a half hour or so. Actually, somebody joined in who was very good. I forget their name. It started with a K.
Nice.
And got into my Breachers Friday night. New map called Damn. It is damn huge.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
damn,
it's very fun.
Huge.
Look forward to more.
Very good. All right, I guess that will do for part 1. Oh, wait, maybe not.
Breachers also has a kill cam, and the kill cam is so cool. So when you die, you see the final shot lasered, and you see what guns damaged you, how much. Yeah,
nice.
It's pretty good.
Like what guns have damaged you across the whole playtime, or just the one that killed you?
That health. Yeah.
Right. That's cool. I need to check that out. I need to check that out. You seem very excited about it, so I'm assuming it's very good.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's fun.
I'm assuming it's very good. Very good. All right, so awesome. Okay, so that will do for part 1. And part 2, we have quite a lot of news stories to go over, so we will see you in part 2.
Hey, we know public lobbies in VR games can be a bit toxic, feel a bit empty at times. That's why we created the Let's Talk Oculus Discord, a friendly community that you can join for multiplayer meetups, general VR chat, the game, and chat about VR, fitness motivation, and there's even a very impressive 3D printing channel. Join over 100 of our community members in the Let's Talk Oculus Discord for free. The link is right in the description.
All right, welcome back to part 2. We've got the VR news. Now, before we get into the news, very, very quick housekeeping. I just want to give a shout out to one of our community members here, High Life Hero. He just won a code for the Synth Riders 80s music pack. But I just wanted to give him a shout out because he gave a nice comment. So he says, "Love the pod. I'm a mailman, so I listen to this episode every episode whilst walking the streets, and thanks for what you do." So I thought it was a beautiful little comment there, and that's the reason why we try and put out the pod every single week. I don't think we've missed a week this year actually on a Thursday, right? We've got it.
It's been a while, yeah.
It's been a while, so thank you so much for everybody who listens to on their commute whilst they're at work and such, and it means a lot, and it's pretty special to hear that. So thanks, High Life here, and I hope you're enjoying the Synth Riders pack.
Much like the male people of the world, we try to be consistent, whether sun or shine. That's what I'm getting at.
Rain or shine, I think is what you're trying to find, but that's okay. That's okay.
Through thick and thin.
Through thick and thin. And also, Samson, there's some crazy discounts going on in the store. Do you want to tell everyone what's happening?
Before we get into that, I also have some housekeeping because the kind member of the community, Shoes, has given us Into the Radius on Steam. And so we must do a giveaway. So this week, we're doing an Into the Radius Steam giveaway. So come on down, Let's Talk Oculus Discord. I will have a message in the giveaway section and probably have you respond and or thumbs up that to enter. Then one random lucky person will win. But yes, Dan, there are a lot of games on heavy discount right now.
Yeah, what do we have? Because I'm seeing discounts like 80%, 90%, which is kind of unheard of. Normally we're looking at 20, 30% max, maybe 40% on a good day. But 80, 90%, they're practically giving these games away. So what do we have?
Might it be a new normal? Who knows? But first of all, we have friend of the show, Grokit, is at 80% with the code Grokit -1FD314. So type that into the code at checkout, and you get Grokit for 80% off. But there are 4 games on sale for 90% off. That's Zombieland, Max Mustard, Sushi Ben, and Death Horizon. I'm not sure all of them at time of release of this pod or which ones are still 90%, but you can find codes for them. Gamertag posted them on Instagram. They're probably all over the socials and all that. But why, Dan? Why? Max Mustard did it, Dan, first. They did 90% off, and they shot up the charts to number 1 or number 2, I believe, in the MetaQuest store.
Yeah.
And then the idea, I believe, is that then once you achieve that, you remove the code, and then you're still at the chart, you're charting, and people are starting to see you more because that's how you game the system almost to rise the charts, and then people are paying full price. Meanwhile, you're netting to make it up those charts. You're selling so many that you're getting so many small dollars. You're not getting quite the payout, but that amount
just
of
exposure,
money,
right?
and the amount you're selling makes it worth.
I've also found 90% off Sky Climb, and also 69% off Vail. I don't know why it's 69.
Nice.
But that might be something interesting to do with Vail. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, it's right up their alley.
Really random discounts. So I'll put them all in the description just so you can use them. Obviously, by the time you use them, they might be expired. But I don't see any date. I want to say it was 5 days, but I don't see any date itself, which is weird. I can't really test these. I think I have all of these games. Actually, I don't have Sushi Ben. That's one that I don't have. But I have the other ones. But
give it a whirl.
Yeah, give it a whirl. All right, let's move on to the proper news stories here. The first one is that the Quest 3 Augments feature has been delayed for who knows how long now. So if you don't remember, when the Quest 3 was announced, or not the Quest 3, when the Quest 3 was properly unveiled during that Connect in September, where they showed off, with the release date and pricing and such, they showed off a feature called Augments, which are basically spatially anchored digital objects. So for those of you who still don't have a clue what this is, imagine putting the VR headset and you can have a painting from Vermilion just hung on your wall, and it will be there. Or you have a portal to a fitness app or something like that. Okay.
They look cool.
Yeah, it looked really cool. You can make your own digital home, and it will remember this and such. But it was meant to come out early Q1, and it was something that everyone was excited about because of the mixed reality capabilities. There was also a leaked trailer back in January, and we covered it in the podcast in January. I can't remember what episode that was, but in January, where you saw someone playing I think like a little cardboard pinball game. There was like a to-do list on his fridge, and there was like plants, digital plants and such like that. So when it was leaked, we thought it was coming, like, that it must be around the corner. But yeah,
I think that was around the time they were showing everybody to test it, and that's when they sort of realized they needed to reassess.
Right. So what happened was that during an Ask Me Anything session that Andrew Bosworth, the CTO at Meta, normally does on Instagram. He kind of does it on every Thursday, not every single Thursday, like most Thursdays at this point. But he addressed this, and he said that in January they decided it wasn't good enough, and it was held back by system architecture limitations, is what he said. He said it also ended up feeling more like a toy, and it wasn't exactly what they kind of wanted and what they showed off as a proof of concept in September anyway. So they went back to the drawing board and completely scratched what they've done before, and they're like building it again. So there's no kind of timeline on it. Maybe we'll see more at the Connect in September, and maybe they'll ship it at the end of the year. But yeah, it's obviously not going to be coming for quite some time. Samson, do you think you'd use it if this was a big feature? Do you think you'd use it at all?
It really depends how it features, what it looks like, how it works. Yeah, it's hard to tell because it's nothing.
Because it just doesn't work.
It's vaporware.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it just depends. It depends. It'll be nice. It'll be interested to see what other developers do with it. I'm more interested of like, okay, Meta's got their stuff, which is cool, but what stuff can I bring from a game? Like, can I bring some of my Walkabout putters on so I can put them on the wall or something like that as like decoration? That'll be cool. But yeah, like you said, it depends. It depends. But yeah, just a little update on Augments, just in case anyone was wondering what's happening with that. Next news story, a little bit of a surprise, but I'm kind of excited for this one. So Logitech has unveiled their MX Ink, which is a tracked stylus for Meta Quest, and it's made with Meta as well. So it's like baked into the settings and the actual software of the Quest 3 and the Quest 2. Interestingly enough, this is not available for Quest Pro. So think of like an Apple Pencil, a stylus that you can use for 2D drawings. So like you can do it on a piece of paper or like on a mat, or you could do it in 3D drawings as well. So you could do stuff using the 6 degrees of freedom tracking from the Quest itself. The cool thing about this is that it's going to be paired to the headset, but you don't have to unpair the controllers. So you'll now be able to pair basically 3 devices to the Quest. So you can go from controllers to pen interchangeably. You don't have to, unpair it or anything like that. This is technically the first official third-party tracked controller, and it will come in at $130. It launches at September. That's $130 US. But currently, if you do want to pre-order it, if you go to Logitech's website, at least the US site, they do have $20 off right now in terms of just anything Logitech, including the pen. So you could save $20, and it also comes with this nice little pencil case for your pencil. Or for your stylus. They also announced that you could buy a dock for it, as well as a mat, and the drawing mat has like a smooth texture, which is going to be nice with the actual pen itself. But these are separate, so you can buy that eventually. But they've announced it, but you can't pre-order that just yet. And before we talk about this, it will support out of the gate. It will support Gravity Sketch, Painting VR, Arc, Engage, OpenBrush, Gesture VR, and Shapes XR, all native to the Quest platform. There's a few like Steam PC VR apps that they support. Like I think there's an Adobe app and such. But as soon as it gets released, the API will be available for other developers. So if Painting VR is supported from launch, I expect something like Vermilion might have that support at some point and such like that.
And hopefully the pencil app.
Yeah, exactly, right. That makes so much sense. The actual pencil app. Samson, I'm pretty excited about this. Like, is this something cool that you would? is this something that you'd may think about? Because I know
Oh, for sure.
you like some Vermilion, right? So
I mean,
have
even
you
just
tried
to mess around, I feel like I feel like this is just a really cool piece of tech.
piece of tech? Yeah. Have you tried painting VR before? I've actually not tried that one.
Yeah.
You have? Can you get what
I did
like?
that
Do you
one with
remember
the
the
summer camp
differences
kids.
between? Do you remember that difference between that and Vermilion?
It's very similar. It's
Yeah.
not as like simmy, I'd say. It's a bit
Oh,
more
okay. So
arcade
it's more casual.
painting.
It's
Yeah,
more.
but it's still
Yeah, that's
got all
fair.
the pretty much the same.
All the tools and gizmos and such. And I
Yeah.
I'm actually like as someone who doesn't really draw or paint as such, but having like actual stylus, and I love Logitech's MX series stuff. I've got the mouse in my hand. I've got the keyboard in front of me. I'm showing this to the camera. The MX
Oh,
the MX keys and the MX whatever the mouse is called, the MX mouse, MX Master 3
that's a
are like
mouthful.
they're excellent devices, and they work so well. So, yeah, I'm really intrigued about this. And it's good that they're kind of getting ahead because you'd expect Apple to do something very similar with their Apple Pencil at some point with their obviously device. Interesting, Samsung. This does not pair with the Pro. It's not compatible with the Quest Pro.
It must
It's really
be
weird.
the more modern chip, you know.
Yeah, but the Quest 2 could work with this as well.
Yeah,
So
there's
that
also all dozen people who have it don't care.
That's fair. It's just weird because this looks like it would be made for people who are the pro. Now, interesting enough, I was reading Upload VR's article on it, and Logitech have made like a pencil like this before, or stylus like this as they're calling it before. They made it actually for PC VR, and it required Steam VR tracking base stations, and it also cost $750
It's
when
a
they
lot.
made that stylus. That was back in 2019. It was called VR Ink. So it's so crazy that they've been able to bring that all the way down to $130 and have it compatible without any trackers or anything like that because it's all on the Quest
Yeah,
itself. So it's very
it
impressive.
also it makes me kind of want a potential game that involves this and a controller. Though,
Ooh.
you know, I don't know that'll be a thing to develop for.
What could be a pencil game? All I could think of is like at school just flicking a pencil.
You got to draw. Just remember that line rider game where you had to draw a line and the thing
Oh
just like
yeah,
sort of sleds down it or something like
yeah.
that. Where
Wow, Line
where
Rider.
something's like perpetually moving forward and you got to draw things to keep
Yeah.
it going. Something I
Line
don't know.
Rider, what a throwback! Holy moly, I forgot about that. It used to be a Christmas one as well as something with
Damn.
Santa's sleigh.
I'm pretty tempted to get this. You can get 15% off like a first it seems as like a first time like sign up for emails or whatever that then you can obviously cancel.
And then also then potentially you also get the $20 off as well. Potentially, I don't know if it will.
no,
Like,
that's 110 then. That is $20.
oh, that is
off.
basically okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. So honestly, I don't even know if it's available in Canada though. To be honest, yeah. It looks like pretty cool tech. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna wait for reviews, I think.
Yeah. I don't think you can buy it in Canada just yet.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know, we'll see.
you can buy it in the UK. I think you can pre-order it in the UK. and
We
such,
should
but
ask Meta to send them to us to talk about on the pod. We'll try that first.
Yeah. Or just
They're
ask
not
Logitech.
that expensive.
No, they're not that expensive at all. Kind of
As far
chunky,
as
kind of
them.
chunky boys.
That goes.
But yeah, this ships in late September. I am very interested in this. Maybe I'll just ship it to you, Samson, and then I'll just pick it up in Boston. Just down the road.
Yeah.
Just down the road.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the MX Ink. Let me know if you're interested in that for sure. And then next news story, we've got Meta now has the Quest 3 refurbished. So if you've not got a Quest 3 yet, but you want to save a little bit of dollar because it is expensive, Meta sells now a refurbished Quest 3s. The 128 gigabyte one is going to sell for $450. Normally that's $500 US. and the 512 one will sell at $580, which normally goes for $650. So if you want to save a little bit of money, then obviously the refurbished is going to be solid. Refurbished, obviously coming from an official manufacturer as well. You also get the 1-year warranty. You can also return it after 30 days, before 30 days, and all that. Okay, so it's pretty much like buying a brand new one. But yeah, if you want to save yourself $50 or $80, $70 here, and then use that to spend it on games, then go right ahead.
Pretty good deal.
Good deal. Moving on, the Upload VR Summer Showcase has been announced, and it will actually be next week on June 26th at 10 a.m. Pacific time or 1 p.m. for you East Coasters in North America here. They've already kind of said what will be on the show. Obviously, there'll be some more surprises. But we're going to get our first glimpse of the Wallace and Gromit Walkabout course, which is going to be very interesting. I'm already sold.
Buzzing. You buzzing?
I'm already sold to watch this now. What the Bat will be there, so I'm interested to see if there'll be new levels or if they're going to come out with a second game, maybe. Game Studio Creature will be there, and they will show off a few titles. The Cubism dev will be there, and they will show off Laser Dance, which is a game that's been it's a game that's been teased for a while. I think it's due for the end of this year, but they're going to show us a proper demo of Laser Dance in the Upload VR Summer Showcase. Like I said, June 26th, 10 a.m. Pacific time. Tune in. We will talk about it on the show next week. When is the 26th, Samson? Is it it's the Wednesday, right? Okay, yeah, yes, we'll talk about it on the not next week's episode, the episode after that.
Yeah. We can record late again if you want, but
yeah, maybe. We'll just do it in July 4th. We'll do it July 4th. Perfect. Moving on, we've got the Escape Simulator VR is having a Power Wash Simulator DLC. A little bit of a crossover there. So basically what Escape Simulator have done is they've created a mind-bending escape room. You'll be able to create your own garage with 3D props from Power Wash and such. This is what they said. They said Escape Simulator feels like the natural fit for VR. A straightforward control screen delivers pleasing interactivity when you grab objects with triggers. What I've seen has left me considerably impressed, and if you're new to PC VR game with friends, Pine Studios Puzzler is worth a look. Now I just realized, is this Escape Simulator just a PC VR title?
I believe so. No, I believe it's on Quest also.
Yeah, I believe it's on Quest.
But I think this might only be on PC version. No, you caught me off guard here.
It caught me off guard too, and I wrote the damn script. It threw me off big time.
Yeah, it says next week on Steam in the headline on the article.
So maybe this is just coming to Steam itself, but interesting. You want for
let's talk Oculus, where you get a little bit of PC VR news here and there.
Do you do any escape rooms? Do you partake in any escape rooms at all, Samson?
Yeah, I forget the game name now, but I've definitely played it a few times. The Escape VR room game.
Have you?
They're all right.
Real life ones?
Oh, I've done some real life ones. I think they're both all right.
Yeah,
they're all right.
I've only done it once, and I was not very good at all.
At times I get claustrophobic, and other times I get frustrated if I don't know what's going on.
Or both.
Yeah, or both.
Yeah, fair enough. I might have to try it again because I did it once back in the
It's
UK.
also who you're with.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
If you're with a couple smart people can get you
it's
through.
It's like going to a pub quiz, right? It's like going to one of those quizzes.
Yeah.
It's just a trivia night. It depends who you're with. It really depends who you're with. But yeah, fair. That's what they should make a game like Trivia Night on Quest. Is that already been done? Where you could go in a room with 4 people and play a trivia game. You can do that on PlayStation. There's a trivia game that you can download, and you can have everyone with their own controllers and such. Is there a trivia game on Quest, Samson? as you're finding out here?
There's Trivia Crack World. It seems to be a free immersive trivia experience available everywhere, where you can connect people from everywhere, compete in multi-platform matches, and explore a 3D park on your mobile, desktop, or VR device to quench your thirst for knowledge.
It's free too.
Yeah,
it's free. Interesting. Samson, we might need to make a trivia crack night with the folks in the Discord.
I'll let you try that out. Let me know how it goes.
You're not one for trivia?
I mean, it depends who's there.
The cool thing
you think
about
we can get Jenna to come out for a multiplayer event again?
I think so. The cool thing about this trivia crack world is that you can play on mobile or desktop as well. You don't have to be in VR, which is pretty cool. It's not telling me how many people can be invited though, to be honest, but maybe I'll have to download it. It's a free app, so
get it.
Yeah, although it says the questions are weighted a bit towards Americans, but that's okay.
I
might struggle.
I might be in.
Yeah, exactly. I might struggle with it. It'd be like name 3 presidents, and I'd be like, I know 2. I'm kidding. I know more than that. But yeah, okay. Maybe let's put trivia crack on the. I might have to try that out.
It's pretty new. It came out in September.
Oh, okay. Because I think that'll be a fun game to play with the community. So yeah, we'll check this out. We'll scope it out to see if it's Let's Talk Oculus worthy, and maybe we'll organize a game night.
Yeah, I'll hold back judgment.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. All right, last news story, and then we'll get into part 3 here. Samson, I think you know this game, the mixed reality racer Track Craft. This is a game that's on App Lab. It's going to be released in the Quest Store in August. It's a little bit, I think it's like early access in App Lab, so it's fairly cheaper than what it would be when it goes to the store. But this is normally just a mixed reality game. It has now got a new VR mode, which is out as of today. It also includes a new cockpit view and a third-person view. They also said there's a significant visual upgrade as well as a head-to-head multiplayer mode. And there are various other leaderboards that they've added as well. So it seems like quite a big update.
I'm going to have to hop in this.
Yeah. So how do you like this game? Did you get addicted to this? Or was this PJ who got addicted to this from VR Verdict? I think he
probably
loved this
PJ.
game.
I did play this for a couple hours, or maybe an hour. I don't know. An hour or 2. I got into the beginning of this. I played a bunch of levels. It's pretty cool, but I knew it was early access, so that's why I stopped playing.
What do you have to? Yeah, sure. What do you have to do in it?
You get from point A to point B.
Oh,
you can also make tracks and and all that jazz.
Oh, I see. So you have like point A, point B, and you have to create tracks to get there, essentially.
No, you're driving on tracks. They're like. There's a lot of like pre-made tracks or whatever. Then you go through all the levels, but then you can also create your own tracks.
Oh, okay, sweet. And it's all in mixed reality. I mean, now it's VR as well, but
yes, sir.
Oh, that's fun.
It is. Fun.
Yeah, it's $10 US if you want to try the early access on App Lab, and I believe it's going up to 20. Might be a little bit more than that when it will release in the Quest Store in August. So. If you're interested, I'm not sure if you buy the early access, you'll have access to the full game as well. I don't know.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It doesn't say that over here. So,
I mean, it's buying the game. It'll just become the game.
Yeah. So, okay, if that's the case, then go buy it now if you're interested in Trackcraft. It actually looks pretty cool, being in mixed reality and such.
You should do
so that potentially could be a game where you use your pencil to
that's
draw your tracks. Okay, I obviously no idea what this game is, to be honest, and I just need to play it to figure it out and go from there. Perfect. All right, that's all the news stories that we have today. Okay, well, that will wrap up for part 2. We'll see you for part 3, where we'll go through our game that is out this week. So we'll see you then. Let's Talk Oculus is available on all good podcast platforms and some rubbish ones as well. If you want to see the video version, it's available on YouTube and Spotify. And also, if you love us so much, then consider throwing us $1 at patreon.com/Let's Talk Oculus. back to the show. All right, welcome back to part 3, games out this week and anything else. Samson, we just have one on the list, and I would like you to begin, or to only just do this one. Go for it.
Yeah, I'm pretty interested in this one called Miracle Pool. Mm-hmm. Miracle Pool. Real ball physics. They spent 3+ years refining the most realistic billiards physics engine. Easy cue stick handling. Learn fast with our intuitive aim, lock, and shoot mechanic. Has mixed reality. As the miracle, the M and the R are capital, so it's obvious if you see their branding. Pool is best played in mixed reality. Confidently move through a real room to line up the perfect shot. It will contain ranked online multiplayer, single-player matches, private matches with friends, mini-games and leaderboards, daily challenges, and a practice mode.
I'm actually very excited to check this out too. I do like Forever Pool. It's a solid game, but I've never gotten decent at it in terms of the way the mechanics work. So I'm very intrigued to see how these people have put the mechanics together when it comes to pool. It's a very difficult mechanic because a normal, when you're holding a pool cue, normally if you're right-handed, your right arm will go probably behind you as you're I was going to say swinging the bat, but that makes no sense as you're taking your shot and such. So
wrong game.
Yeah, where with Forever Pool, the way they've done it, like you could, it's like you're playing. You ever watch a Seinfeld episode with Kramer playing? Yes.
And he hits George. They're playing in George's old bedroom.
Yeah, and then he gets the little conductor's stick with the maestro stick. I can't remember what those sticks are called. But then he's playing with the stick, and then he gets them all in and such. That's what it feels like forever.
Shout out to Bob Cobb, the maestro.
Bob Cobb's the maestro. Nice, the maestro. Yeah. Season 7. I love, that season 7 is so legendary. But yeah, that's how it feels like you're playing with the conductor stick rather than a full pool cue in Forever Pool, just because you can be close up and such. That's what it always reminds me of. So it's fine for sure, but I'm just really intrigued to see what they're gonna do. So yeah, are you gonna wait for reviews, or are you just gonna pick it up and just try it yourself?
We'll see. If I can get somebody to play with me, I think that's when I pick it up.
I'll pick it up. I'll pick it up.
Someone cooler.
Okay. Very sad. Very sad. Awesome. All right.
We'll play.
Samson, anything else? Do you have anything else on your docket? Did you watch the Nintendo conference? Were you excited about that? No? I watched that. There's a new Zelda, but you get to play as Zelda for the first time ever, which is pretty crazy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. And it coming out in September as well. There was a good Nintendo Direct. I'm always excited what Nintendo do, because they always kind of do things innovative. Like they always try and test the waters when it comes to mechanics and such. I'm just now waiting for a new 3D Mario game. There hasn't been one since 2017, so I don't think there is going to be one until the new Switch comes out. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, that's everything. That'll do for Let's Talk Oculus episode 142. As always, feel free to join our Discord, where we hang out from time to time. Also, if you love us so much, then consider throwing us $1 at Patreon to keep the lights on, keep these cameras rolling and such. All of your support is appreciated. But remember, LTO will always be free on every Thursday. Samson, do you want to take us away? Or take us home, rather?
Yeah, I don't have a cookie today because I left them, so live long and prosper.
Love it. Take care, everyone.